Dawn of War 4 has been announced by Relic right after the definitive edition that dropped for Dawn of War 1. By the way, full playthrough of that, of the base campaign, is on the channel if you're interested. We're going to have a look at the trailer. We're going to dissect it. We're going to see what's what. We're going to pause here and there and see what is in planning. I've also watched some of the VODs that people claim to have played the game already. So I'm going to share all the information I have. If you have anything on your side, please drop it for those watching in the VOD. In the comments down below or here live with me in chat, I'm going to nerd talk a lot about Dawn of War 4, what's upcoming, and overall what is intriguing. Let's start into having a look a little bit about the trailer. There's the 4 factions going to be presented that we are going to be able to play. I guess probably through DLCs we're going to get more to the frame, but for now we have, of course, the Blood Ravens as the Space Marines, who are our main protagonists, and fun fact, have been invented specifically for Dawn of War 1 back in 2004. By the time now, the Blood Ravens are part of the lore, they're canon, they're integrated into the Warhammer 40k universe, but it's kind of funny that they've created those Marines back then just to not step on anybody's toes in terms of lore. And created them. As a series debut, we have the Adeptus Mechanicus joining in. There's some mods for Dawn of War 1, if I recall correctly, that give us access to those already, but never seen them in a Dawn of War game so far. Of course, the Orcs and the Necrons are coming back as well, because the whole story part is back at the on planet Kronus, where we're basically continuing the storyline of the Dark Crusade DLC from Dawn of War 1. We'll see. Also, fun fact, the story is by Black Library author John French. Interesting name to have, John French. But let's jump into it. The fun thing about Blood Ravens is they steal everyone's stuff. Wasn't that the Templars who did that as well?
Peggy 18.
Peggy 18.
We have fought the enemies of humanity across 1,000 worlds.
That's an orc skull.
No respite.
Oh, this looks good.
No
Whoa.
mercy.
There we go. Mechanicus. I'm very intrigued how they play, and I hope that all the factions will play very unique in their style. Librarian.
We are the wrath of the Emperor.
Somebody's getting torched.
Death. But the Imperium lies broken. Its arms scattered and reeling. Our foes rise to drag us down, and the galaxy has been torn asunder. On the world of Kronus, we make our stand. We are the Blood Ravens.
Nice details of the
There
servitors.
is no victory
Server
to
skulls.
claim here.
Bringing that.
Only vengeance to enact. While even one of us
Bring the
lives,
blanket of
we
corpse
fight.
over him. So what is intriguing about it is that we are going to get a fully storyline with the game. Around 70 hours of campaign time, and every faction now has their story arc to play. From what I've heard, they're not going the way of the Winter Soul DLC, for example, for Dawn of War 1, where you have older and evil. Everybody has you like focus on your faction and play with them. And apparently, there's also some decision making similar to Dawn of War 2, where you have specific missions where you have to decide A or B, and therefore you're gonna have different consequences for your big campaign. What I find quite intriguing. There is rumors that we might even have co-op again to play with other friends on it. Kronus, where the events of Dark Crusade take place? Exactly. That's what I said earlier. This takes place in Kronus. Exactly. It's right after the Dark Crusade campaign of Dawn of War 1. Maybe we'll play Dawn of War 1 Dark Crusade just before jumping into Dawn of War 4 on the channel.
For only in death
Ooh.
does duty end.
Fantastic. Now we're jumping to some gameplay scenes, and I think they clean up a lot. It looks fantastic. There we go. What we have typically going on here is I think we're going to jump over to the Steam page from the VOD over here, because we can see this here a little bit better and not have those titles up top. We can see our requisition points up here. I've learned... Lucy! How you doing, Arias? Welcome in. So what we got typically, again, is our requisition points that we can see top right, plus our energies and the requisitions, aka our max units numbers. 300 is quite big. 300 is quite big. I think 20 something was on Dawn of War 1. And I expect that we're going to see a lot of bodies, a lot of units on the field. I mean, just for the sake of down here, we can see our hero vehicles. The units is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units up here that are already deployed. Interesting, we have units in reserve and can send them down in orbital drop things. I think this will be the unique skills of the Space Marines, that you can train units on your orbital ship and send them down into the fray. I wonder if they're gonna bother again with upgrading your units in terms of numbers and have that, or if we can have them requisition only at your base. What I also like is that we're going back to Dawn of War roots. So it is, again, base building there. It is, again, finally, kind of a mix of Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2, I would say. We have the base building back, and we have those squad fights that Dawn of War 2 was pretty cool for. The Crusader campaign for all factions. Not that cinematic, like the other ones. Yeah. I think the Crusade and the other DLCs from Dawn of War 1 had little cinematic pods on specific hotspots on your conquering map, but overall it's looking fantastically well. Also, no Tau on Kronus. I think Kronus was occupied by Tau, if I'm not mistaken, and they got punched back. But please, you correct me, Chad, if you know. Also, one limit instead of biomech units might be for all individuals. I think also that the limitation is now put together. They're not... they tried to annex it. That was it. Okay, gotcha. We don't have the requisitions spread into... Not requisitions, the population cap spread into infantry and vehicles, like in Dawn of War 1. I can't remember if Dawn of War 2 had this already, that all is in one. But this is definitely easier, more streamlined UI. I also like how we have down here special skills and upgrades for the units. Up top, some special abilities by that. And overall, the UI looks very clean, I have to say. Very nice design. Let us jump back and see what we have rest shown on the trailer. Let me jump once back. Look at the... what was it? Plus. Look at the guy over here. I mean, it's not very detailed now because we're zooming in at the Dreadnought fighting the Scarab, the big Scarab. And have the animations going on. They have back the wonderful, wonderful ways of kind of like mocapped fighting that I loved with Dawn of War 1. So I'm curious if they're gonna get locked back into those little animations when it comes to the killing blow to get a little bit of cinematic, a little spectacle. Orcs, again, are dropping in their buildings through little flying ships coming with little rocks. You can see it on the bottom right here in a second. There we go. They just drop the building in there and then they're trying to come up with something afterwards. Overall, I'm very, very impressed with the direction we're going. I think Relic is going into the right way, combining those two things of Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2 into the new installment. He was there for Dawn of War 4, Chaos Rising, and Retribution. Was he? Sarah is also a former Death Watch member. Oh, interesting. Imagine the pop caps for orcs, 1,000 plus. I think it will be the same, only that the cost of the units will be a lot higher. In terms of that. Also, what I could imagine is that Space Marines overall will probably have lower bodies on the field in a sense of quality instead of quantity kind of spiel. In relation to fighting ethic, the dev's intention to have unique animations for all combinations fighting against each other, fantastic. Proper cinematic combat. I mean, when you're playing RTS, you rarely have the time to go in there and look at the fight. I mean, in this scene here over here where we see the Dreadnought fight with the Scarab is it's pretty neat and intense. But yeah. I'm just happy the game got another entry after disaster. We not talk about that. We not talk about that. That game did never exist. It's Dawn of War 1, Dawn of War 2, and then Dawn of War 4. I'm not sure why they didn't call it Dawn of War 3. Very odd decision from the marketing perspective, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get like a prequel episode that is then called Dawn of War 3 again. Also, Mechanicus can feel the Imperial Knights. So my dispenser is erect, a fabricator general. Here, yeah, here, yeah. What you can see over here for the orcs, we have some mega bust bunker, boys fort, beast snugger hut, scrap heap, mech boy workshop, covers. Oh, we can build covers now. That's interesting. A war banner, mech gun, and a bomb squid pan and Gorkanaut. Nice Gorkanaut. Love the aesthetics on the orcs as well. Looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. I hope that there will be again buildings that you can put units into to use the environment as well. And I hope for a fully destructible environment to go full on crazy there. They're mimicking Valve in avoiding the number 3. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's stomping a Mechanicus down here. These seem to be some Mechanicus units with some servitors running around, so zapping the people. On the map down here, we can see the typical requisition points and power points. Interesting. Was it Dawn of War 4 who brought in the power points? Where you need to capture points in order to generate power? Are they taking away the generator building to drop down or to conquer actual PowerPoint nodes instead of building generators? I love the massive bodies on the fields, man. Please, Relic, do have us permanent. Do let us have permanent corpses on the battlefield again. Was it 2 already who had that? Gotcha. Do we know the spec requirements? We got to go into the Steam page. Maybe there's spec requirements there as well. Is not Relic? It is not Relic. It is King Art and Deep Silver. Oh, I thought it's Relic doing that. Oh, it's the guys from Iron Harvest who are making it. That is interesting. I completely missed that. I thought it was Relic Entertainment doing it. Thank you for correcting me on that one. Hey, the Drag Lady, welcome in. I thought it was Relic doing it. I heard also that the Necrods don't need the requisition points. They're kind of like evolving by building specific buildings and are having a unique play style. And I'm very, very curious if they manage to pull off. There's the wonderful, wonderful Imperial Knights that Ottila was just earlier mentioning. I like how the orcs have a war meter. Yeah, just like in the old game. When that is full, you could just click it on Dawn of War 1, I think it was, and then all your units on the field would get a huge, huge buff. Man, he's looking fantastic. Let me zoom in on this here a little bit. The attention to detail, the mechanics, cog wheels on the back, emblems. It's looking good so far, visually. I'm kind of sad that I didn't got invited to play the demo myself as well. Is what it is. And then some orc boys. The attention to detail is fantastic. This is definitely a visual upgrade. So let's see. Do we have some specs for it? Command your unique playable factions. Fight through 70 plus epic campaign missions. Co-written by the legendary Black Library author John French. Dawn of War 4's epic story represents the biggest Dawn of War saga to date in solo or co-op play. Okay, so co-op play is here confirmed. We can play together the missions. That's fantastic. The series returns its roots with classic Dawn of War gameplay and combat systems designed to bring Warhammer 40k's bloodthirsty combat to life like never before. Fantastic. We have no requirements yet. Coming soon. Mechanics because Necrons is finally a thing. That will be intriguing if they can manipulate one another in terms of the mechanics using their hacking skills or vice versa. The Necrons overriding the mechanics apparatus just like that. But overall, Dawn of War 4 looks very, very intriguing. Again, I like that we're gonna get 70 plus missions for that. One of the 70 plus missions are combined by all of the factions. So each faction is getting like a set of, I don't know, 25 missions to play through. And that you can play it in co-op, just like Dawn of War 2. Sounds intriguing. And I'll be totally down to play this together with maybe a fellow content creator together and team up on that. I'm definitely intrigued. This goes straight up here to the wish list and is, I think, one of my favorite announcements from the Gamescom and the trailers. Other than that, I think that's it. 2026, we're getting this. Publishers Deep Silver, developers King Art, exactly. And we are continuing the story on Kronus right after the Dark Crusade from Dawn of War 1. Only that's 2026, we know. Only that. I wonder what you guys think about it. What you would like to see from Dawn of War 4. And hopes and wishes. Hopes and wishes. 2006 is so far.
18.
We have fought the enemies of humanity across 1,000 worlds. No respite, no remorse, no mercy. We are the wrath of the Emperor, his angels of death. But the Imperium lies broken, its armies scattered and reeling. Our foes rise to drag us down, and the galaxy has been torn asunder. On the world of Kronus, we make our stand. We are the Blood Ravens. There is no victory to claim here, only vengeance to enact. Whilst even one of us lives, we fight. For only in death